We are Man vs. Meeple, and for October 23rd through November 5th, this is What's Next.
Welcome back to What's Next, the bi-weekly show where David and I will walk you through all the games coming out to your friendly local gaming store. This may be the most intense, the best, whatever you want to call it, list of games that we've ever seen.
We've said it before, but we're saying it again. This is the Essen list for sure.
Well, this week has a set of games that any one of them could be number one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're all fantastic games. So we try to organize them as best we can, but just go to the store and get these games now.
Right.
So you have number 5.
Yeah, number 5 is one that we were looking forward to back at Gen Con. They had some copies there, but it's finally hitting retail. This is ExLibris from Renegade Games. This is a cool worker placement game, really cool fairy tale setting. You're basically gnomes working in a library, sort of the ancient library. And the worker placement spots kind of evolve over time. So you have tiles that represent the worker placement spots. Those are there's going to be one that stays from round to round, each round, but the others get refreshed with new spots. So things are changing throughout the whole game, which really kind of brings a fresh take on the worker placement thing. The other cool aspect, and I'm loving all the puzzles that are going on in today's games. There's a bit of a puzzle that you're building in front of you as a player tableau where you're stacking books on shelves. And you can do these, you have to do these alphabetical. That's going to score you some points. Basically different ways of arranging the books to score points. There's different types of books you can collect. There's objective cards that's going to allow you to score points for all of these things. The game looks beautiful too. It has these components, all these little pieces. Even has one that looks like a gelatinous cube.
That's awesome.
It's a beautiful little piece.
Yeah. Each of the players also have like their own player powers.
Yeah. And
all the book art is unique. Like every single one of those cards is different.
That attention to detail is crazy. There is, I mean, if you put all the cards out on the table, I don't know how many books there would be on all these cards.
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds, if not maybe 1,000. Each book is different, have different names, real clever, really funny.
Yeah.
A lot of the Renegade games have that sense of humor, and it's definitely here with ExLibris.
Not the only Renegade game, and we'll get back to that in a moment. I have number 4. This is a really good game. This actually came out in 2010, 2011. We have a review coming up in the next couple days.
Yep.
This is from Martin Wallace. It's the second edition of the game from Osprey Games. It's called London, and it's fantastic. It is a 2 to 4 player hand management game in which players are going to be using a hand of cards to build a city, to develop that city from round to round, and then run that city. A lot of the cards will work off of one another. They'll give you money. They'll give you special abilities, and you're going to be using those special abilities to gain points within the city, but you're also buying all these unique boroughs that give you ongoing special abilities through the course of the game as well. All the while, you're trying to, like any good Martin Wallace game, you're trying to manage the amount of poverty that you have, because the poverty will come back to bite you at the end of the game.
Oh, it will indeed. And this game too, Osprey treatment all the way.
Yeah.
You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful package, beautiful art. You know, everything Osprey does is really, really nice, and they've brought that to this old classic.
One of the most approachable Martin Wallace games as well. It's great for introductory gamers, and it's awesome for experienced gamers as well. So,
I've got number 3, and like you said, all of these could be number 1.
Yeah.
This one could easily be not my number 1. This is Azul from Plan B Games. If you watch the show or watch our channel, you know we're both excited for this game. We've played it 1 billion times, it seems. This is a tile placement game. It's got what they call pool drafting. So all of these beautiful, chunky little tiles are out on these little, like, basically coasters that represent factories. And on your turn, you're going to take all of one type of type or color of tile from one of those locations, and then everything else that gets remaining gets pushed into sort of a new factory in the center.
right.
Everyone's going to be doing this until you've filled up sort of one part of your player board, and then all those tiles will eventually shift over to the area, a mosaic that you're building.
Right.
And that's where you're going to score your points. And the scoring in this is really interesting because you can score for little individual titles, but depending on how you're building your mosaic, you can really have a sort of steamrolling score that ramps up dramatically, because you're going to score a few points in the first round, and then you're going to be scoring tons of points at the end game.
And it has some clever interaction with other players by the way in which you draft the specific tiles.
And if you get tiles that you can't place in these certain rows, they have to go to the bottom or drop to the floor, as they say in the game, and you lose points during the scoring rounds. Excellent, excellent game. I also, everyone
fantastic.
from hardcore gamers to new gamers love this game. I can't imagine you not wanting this in your collection.
Super fast to play, too. 30 minutes in and out. Even with the setup takes like 30 seconds.
No, yeah, it's super easy.
Fantastic game. You also have, well, the next Renegade game.
Yes, another Renegade game. This one is the next one from Clank from Renegade. It's Clank in Space. The name says it all.
Yeah.
It's Clank in Space.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to this game. You would have figured that they might just go, okay, Clank was a huge success. Let's just put out more Clank. They waited a little over a year for this one to bring it out, and it's got so much more going on to it. We were really surprised at how much more the game actually offered. They made some adjustments to this game to make it even more gamery. There's an extra layer of depth here. I won't go into how Clank plays, but Clank in Space adds some objectives kind of along the way. So there's it forces a little bit more exploration. You can't just dip in and dip out really quick. You kind of have to stay on the ship for a little while. The whole theme is that you're on a spaceship. I think it's Lord Erraticus is threatening the galaxy, I'm sure. You're on his ship trying to steal artifacts from him. You're running through the ship. You have to go and find like a couple things before you can actually gain access to where your final artifact is, and then get back off the ship just like the original game. It has the same intensity of the original game. It has variable player board, or a variable board.
Modular board, like the main board is completely modular.
Sets up differently. If you love Clank, you'll love Clank in Space even more.
It's a fantastic game. All right, number one. This is a game that we just got yesterday, a little bit late to the party. However, it is coming out, I think, actually today. This is
today.
Pandemic Legacy Season 2.
And you played it last night, right?
We played the prologue last night, read through the rules. This game looks utterly fantastic. If this does not hit my top 10 list, I would be completely surprised. But it looks absolutely stunning. So, if you haven't played Pandemic, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but it takes place 70 years after the original Pandemic. You guys have seen the board online, so I'm not spoiling this. When you look at the board, there's only a few places that are left in the world. 3 of them being havens, so people have moved to the sea and be able to live and thrive in those areas. However, no one knows about the outside world. So this game is all about discovering what happened to the rest of the world. So you'll be going out and exploring. Actually, the game mechanics are a little bit different than the original Pandemic 2. It's a little more streamlined. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try this one. As you know, I never played much of any of the original Legacy Pandemic. Everyone's played this, I feel, except for me, so I'm going to have to try these for sure.
Super excited. If you guys haven't played the original, go play it. You guys can even skip right to this. You don't have to have experience with the original game. You can play this directly. So, all right. We have some questions from viewers.
We do have some questions. The first question I have, and this is a straight-up question. We usually take comments. This one's from Bryce Henderson. They ask, any word on the retail release for photosynthesis? Now, I don't know if they're asking because I think it's coming back into stock very soon. In fact, it might be just back in stock in some stores. We saw it at
It's in retail now. I think
some
of the online retailers have it. I went to a local store yesterday to pick up my copy of Pandemic. They had it in.
But I think it's just back in stock because this thing came out, they had copies at Gen Con. I think it came out shortly after that, but sold out like super fast. So that's maybe why they thought it hadn't come out yet. But it is out in stores now. Bryce, if you haven't gone, go run out right now and pick up a copy.
I have the next question, and it is from Jeff Talsma. He says, thanks for making the trek to Grand Con. I met David for a minute Friday night at the Renegade table. Hope you had a good time at the con and hope you come back again next year. So,
I think we will. Jeremy wasn't able to go. I was able to go. It was really cool. I have so much to say about it that I can't say it all here, but Grand Rapids is a great little town. I had no idea. That's first and foremost. The convention was a nice sort of game playing experience. They had vendors there too, but it was really cool. We had an opportunity to talk with a few people, get some games in with some people. Really good experience, and it's really not that far from us, so we'll probably make the drive again next year.
Sorry for being late for this What's Next. As you saw, though, the list is phenomenal. Make sure you guys go to your friendly local game store, reserve these games, buy these games from them. They're huge helps to the community. Come back in a couple weeks. We'll have another list.
Probably a lot of post-Essen games for sure.
That's very true. Yeah, you know, the cool thing, too, is a lot of these Essen releases are coming out now to the States at the same time. So
I can't wait. In fact, I'm probably going to go to the store very soon.
Catch you guys next time.
Bye.